This is Balthazar Getty, one half of the Wow, and you are watching the Hip Spotlight. I started messing with beats very early. I mean, I got my first drum machine keyboard when I was about 15, 16 years old, and I was actually making beats at 16 and 17. You know, I started acting a lot, and that's where my life took me. So about 2 years ago, I just started churning out beats. You know, the idea was, let's see if I can't get these beats into Kanye West's hands, Jay-Z's hands. And along that path, I found K.O. Just met him through one of the guys that's on the Solar Drive record. And it was just like, tell him to come by the studio. Like, I didn't have a lot of big expectations. He came in and we collaborated. And immediately I sort of recognized K.O. just had this great voice, this great cadence, this familiarity to the voice, almost like you'd heard it before. And very organically, the Wow was kind of born. And then along the way, getting incredible surprises like Method Man jumping on, coming by the house, coming by the studio, like a half an hour early. But he came early and he knocked out this incredible verse, and he really sort of gave K.O. his props, his dap, and kind of blessed the project. And that's when I felt like we have something competitive here. We were trying to track Method Man down, and you know how that can be. You're on the West Coast, they're on the East Coast. There's lots of rhymes and reasons as to why that couldn't happen. And that's when I kind of came up with this idea. I'm like, what if we just follow a kid, like, through a night? And we just, like, whatever, they sneak out of their house, they go downtown, they get drunk, they get into a fight, they come home, you know, and that's sort of how that's sort of my creative process. One of my kids is a tomboy, and so the idea is, what if we follow this kid around not knowing the kid's sex? I feel like it's much deeper than just Method Man or K.O. rapping to the camera. It talks about us as a culture. It talks about sexuality, it talks about individualism, it talks about our preconceptions about people and what they look like. The point of the video is that you sort of follow this kid thinking that it's a boy. She comes back home at the end after she's been beat up, and she takes her shirt off. We see that little glimpse of her in a bra at the end of the video. And so that was sort of the button on the video and on the piece.